Hey y'all, I'm live again on a little roll tonight. This is Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart Readings. The baby is sleeping. If at any reason she needs me or at any time, I'll have to click off and come and join you in a minute. But that's fine. That's fine. So, Friday night. Party time, day of the love goddesses. What are we getting into? We are getting into what is your reputation, right? Love goddesses know all about that. What is your reputation? So in astrology, you think of the midheaven of your chart. What are you projecting out to others? So this could be very informative for you. So we have the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. We have the Game of Thrones Tarot, the Fairy Forest Oracle, and the Lion Strider Tarot. And we have here 1, 2, 3, 4. Thanks for tuning in. We have the seashell here. We have another little clump of seashells here. We have Eckhart, which is my little rhodonite skull. And we have this beautiful copper wrapped the labradorite. It's like a palm stone, and I wanted it wrapped as a necklace because it's so amazing. Yes, I will rock the chunky jewelry. So go ahead and take a moment to pick your stack. What is your reputation? How are you coming off to others? What precedes you? What is spoken of with your name? Okay? All right, and let's get into it. We have here the shell, and remember to stay at the end, besides which number that you pick, because I do the overall energy for everyone who tunes in, the overall message that we need to get from the subconscious cards of the deck. Blah, blah, blah. So we have the Ten of Swords reversed. Ooh. We have the Magician reversed. What are y'all doing? Baby. We have Choice. And we have the Elf Queen, introverted, burden and responsibility. Okay, so some of you guys are really in the works of cleaning up your reputation, which is probably why you were drawn to this reading. What is that? That's the little sea urchin spine. All right, having a strong backbone with this, but this is showing you choosing. We have choice here to handle the responsibility of cleaning up your name, of really working on your public image. In the past, it looks like maybe you made some very bad decisions, or were around people or did things yourself that were very unsavory, that were very sleight of hand, this card of betrayal. But we see you coming out of it, but still not fully knowing how to use your reputation properly or to use it wisely with discretion. And so really going through a period of time where you're trying to deal with the burden of that. Like, how do I it's kind of like when celebrities, when they're younger and then they go and try to find themselves, and usually like everyone disapproves, everyone thinks they're a hot mess. And so at first they kind of start playing with the media and the paparazzi, and they don't care, and they're pushing and prodding right back. And then after a while they realize, wait, this could be very powerful for me if I own my reputation. So you might be right at that point where it is time to really pay attention to what you want to project, instead of just feeling like, what, they've judged me since I was young. I came from where I came from. They'll never let me out of it. So, screw it. I'm going to get them before they get me. So you're starting to realize that doesn't work for you, and you don't want to be labeled as the person who never comes through for others, the person who, kind of lets others down, or who has, maybe some of you've had infidelity, or you've had some backstabbing with a friend, or falling out with your business, of different things where you kind of, instead of manifesting what you wanted, you kind of just got what you could get at the moment. Or you hung around with a thick crew of people who were really like that, and there was thick as thieves for a reason, because it was like that a very negative culture together within your group of being very kind of two-faced to each other. This is these are both Gemini cards. This is kind of all Gemini cards, but we have you moving towards this kind of like almost Capricorn kind of energy that's there, of like, man, I really want to take control, and like, what's my legacy going to be? So this is, I encourage you in this place. It takes a lot to realize that you've made some mistakes, that you want to rewrite your story, which is really what this is about. Your communication, what you're putting out in writing on your social media, All of that is very important right now. Also, what you're speaking behind closed doors is coming out to light as your reputation with others. So nothing's kind of sacred. If you're saying things behind the scenes, people are going to find out. And I think that maybe some of you, that's what it was, is people are finding out gossip that you've said. And for you, you might be past it now, but that kind of happens. Like if someone starts trying to get their shit together and starts like looking positive, jealous people that are still in a low vibration will be like, oh, well, do you know what she said about you? Like, she's not all that. You know, do you know what he was saying? You know what they were saying? And so some of that can be going on at this time, all right? So I really encourage you to stay going, moving forward, pulling yourself out of that vibration. You might need to let go of a lot of people who see you that way, who refuse to allow you to have a new role in your life. And it's, you know, it is burdensome. It does cause some, you know, it's introversion, a little bit of being on your own, but you get to go through this open doorway, and it's much more empowering, and you get to be in control of your story, basically. So that's what it's about for you, is taking control of your story and knowing that you can rewrite it. All right. So loud. I feel like I was yelling now. All right. For those of you who chose two, we have the Queen of Swords. We have Faith. We have the Six of Pentacles. Yep. And we have the Trickster, Deceit, Betrayal, and Guile. So for you, I feel like people, you know, mixed vibe on your reputation that you have, but overall, people see you in a good light, and people don't blame you for the hardships that you've had as much as you might think that they do. So maybe you had, you know, a partner or a lover who was very deceitful. Maybe you come from a family that's known to be up to no good, but you've like really made a point to define yourself, even harshly so in some cases, as separate from the people who really do this dirt. And so, as such, people are starting to have faith and belief in you, and wanting to help you, and wanting to contribute to your life, and seeing you as someone who is honest, who is honorable, and who deserves to have some reciprocity in their relationships. So, for you, you do have a bit of that snow queen, ice queen energy. You have that reputation of not tolerating anything. People might be afraid to kind of comment on your social media post, or to really bring anything to your attention, because they know that you will clap back very intensely. The only people who do are kind of trolls, like trolls, and people who like they deeply need to be called out on their mess, and they're messy. So those are the people who will say something. But people who are really big fans of you, they might not always approach you because they see you're very formidable, you know. And so people are like, well, you know, if they don't know if you will approve of them or not, they might be very intimidated to connect with you. So that's something that you might want to take into consideration. But people definitely see you as having a very solid belief in yourself, or in a higher power, you know, whatever your belief is behind your 100%. And they do see you as someone who is fair. You know, you expect the same rules for everybody. You just expect people to treat each other right, and that you do reach out to people, or help those that are in need. And maybe that's part of your faith and your belief is, you know, maybe you do some activism or something of that nature. So there's a severity that's there, but people do know that you're true and honest, and that you will call out the bullshitters in a heartbeat. All right. Well, that's the impression that they have of you. Okay, because that can very much be. Sometimes we're like, what? They have that reputation, you know? So this can reflect your midheaven in your astrology. So those of you who chose my crystal skull, rhodonite, we have the Eight of Coins, which is the Eight of Pentacles, of course, the Five of Pentacles, Thought, and Vulva, which is prophecy, guidance, and direction. So they see you as a hard worker. They see you as having like a lot of hard knocks though in your life. You know, you're a thinker, you're a dreamer. You definitely have psychic kind of gifts. There's some Pisces energy here. There's some Libra, and there's Earth signs, Taurus and Virgo in particular. So they see you as like you do have direction, you're a manifester, and you will work, but that you do hit hard times a lot. For some of you, you might have chronic illnesses or certain things that are going on with your body at this time. You might you know, just feel like you know, need Or they might feel as though, they see you downtrodden and always having to bounce back from that, like you need a handout, not a handout in a negative way necessarily, but a help up, and that you do kind of carry a lot by yourself. They might see you as someone who's really hard to know what you think. Like you're known as a thinker, you're known as somebody who is very intuitive, who's very perceptive, and yet people don't really know what it is that you're thinking and what it is that you're perceiving about them. So you have this kind of high priestess quality about you, this kind of intuitive energy, but at the same time have this energy of like, kind of going through jobs a lot, or seeking stability in like the real world, that people are not quite sure. Like one minute they feel like you're doing really well financially and in your business, and then the next they feel like maybe like you've moved, or you've lost your job, or maybe your finances aren't as good and you're thrifting. So it's hard for people to tell, if you're up or down when it comes to kind of real world practical things. And yet you have this huge like enigma of a presence, and people really come to you for wisdom. And it's like you always have this deep fountain of wisdom. Maybe you do inspirational quotes and stuff like that as well that people see, but people perceive you as having a lot of knowledge that they could apply for themselves, even if they don't always see the practical application in your life of these things, because things tend to kind of fall out of sorts in your physical world, or they see you as carrying the burden all by yourself and things. All right. So, what is your reputation for those of you who chose labradorite wrapped in copper here? Let's see. We have the Three of Spears, which is the Three of Wands reversed. Oh, thank you so much, Freedom Space. Thank you so much. Yes, we have Harmony. Oh, that's a good one for number. We have King of Wands reversed. And we have the Sigil Keeper, symbols, signs, and messages. All right, so for those of you, I'm getting a strong Libra energy. We also, of course, have Leo here and some Aries energy, but I'm getting really strong Libra here. So for those of you who chose number 4, the labradorite, while you don't fit into every group, there could be a very Aquarian energy actually too. You might have a little side of you that's very into like conspiracy, or you seem that way to others. Like people might see you as being cautious and really, really reading into people before you let them close. Very particular about who you even let appreciate you, or who you might be one of those people who has, your Instagram private or different things like that. So not easily flattered in a lot of ways. At the same time, they see you as someone who is harmonious, who is talented, who is gifted. Now sometimes some of you could come off as a little bit self-centered or egocentric with the King of Wands reversed. So if you want to adjust that, then you might want to look into that. But people could get that opinion of you, whether it's true or not, or whether it's accurate or not, because this is what your reputation is. Yeah, this Three of Spears, people might feel like you don't want, and that's what that is with the combination. People might feel like you don't want to sit with them, like that you don't want to join in with them, or um, that you don't want to be part of their inclusion or their group. That like, nah, like I'm above you guys. I don't want to sit with you. I don't want to taint. I don't want to taint my reputation coming down amongst the peasants. Is kind of the energy that people can have from you. Some people think that this is because you're very enigmatic and you're just like your own, just like mysterious person, and some people are just kind of like, okay, like whatever. Yes, but overall, there is a harmonious, beautiful energy. I feel like you come off very creative to others, very talented, very kind of magical to others. I definitely get the feeling of a writer or a songwriter or a lyricist or a poet, something of that nature. So people, maybe you have a pleasant voice or way of speaking, or the things that you post on social media seem very eloquent to others. But you do have this energy that you're good with words, that you're good with conveying messages to others, that you're very captivating and enchanting when you are communicating through music, or and this could be even just sharing. What you share connects with people, even if it's not your own creation. So so a lot of people show creativity that way by sharing things on social media. So I see that here, that people just feel that you're very creative, that you find hidden things. Maybe you're good at plug in the underground music or whatever whatever it is, but you just have that energy towards people, or that people pick up. And so that's kind of the vibe and your reputation that you have with others. So if you do want to connect with others more, now you can have knowledge of that, so that you can kind of adjust a little bit and be like, hey, I actually do want to sit with you guys, or whatever it is. Okay, so that is for those of you who chose number 4, which is so overall, for all of us who watched, what our guides and spiritual allies want us to know, let's see, about our reputations. We have the Six of Wands, that's awesome for reputation. Love, which is beautiful. We also have the Page of Swords, but reversed. And we have Ragnarok, destruction, ending, and final moment. So I feel like if you're drawn to this video, that, maybe you're worried about, maintaining your reputation, or you've just had some very crash and burn moments, or that some people really are wishing, kind of sending that shade to you to have a negative reputation. And that's that Ragnarok moment where like things kind of crash and you feel like, embarrassed, or you feel like left out in the cold, and like you don't connect with others. And the Page of Swords here too is, when you feel like, man, are people talking bad about me? Like, what was that comment about? Or, there's just some shade, there's, spying and stuff going. So this is, the universe letting us know that, yes, that does go on, that does happen. But here, the beautiful thing is they're giving it to us with the Six of Wands, which is the bounce back. That's when, you come back, you look at me, this is where sometimes you don't even delete people just so they can see the shine when you get yourself together and you're doing well. So this is saying, like, and the Page of Swords has been turned upside down. So this is saying the silence is going to be putting on the haters. I see some of you have really been burnt socially, and, really want to cultivate and have control of, maybe you even kind of burnt yourself and you've just like had a time of breakup or something, you were angry, and it was, you went a little crazy. This is saying that there's the ability to kind of get control of what's being said about you socially, and pull it back in and have your glory moment where it's all love. And this is actually like that Aphrodite energy there. We're talking about it being Friday, right? So that love goddess energy. Hopefully, but yes, this is a good message. So this is just for some solace. If you came to this reading and you've been burnt, you've had some tough things socially, it's gonna be all love. You're going to reclaim the people who should be your fans, the people who should be your admirers, your supporters. You're going to get that bounce back. You will be able to reclaim your name, which is beautiful because that's your own. You should be the leading person in your own life, as I always say, and that's what this shows here. All right, so let the haters eat the dust, and just put on some highlight, put on some spiritual reputation highlight, and allow yourself to get that shine. Hi, thank you so much. Oh, it disappeared. The comment disappeared, so I can't see it now. I don't know how to do the comments exactly on the phone. But I saw your congratulations. Thank you so much. And I'll read it right now afterwards and reply to your comment, okay? So let me know if you guys have other pick a card styled readings that you would like me to do here on YouTube. I love doing these. And go ahead and drop a like if you enjoyed the video, okay? And thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.